Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and we have a video on a failed team. This really was a failed team, and looking back at it now, it's just hilarious how bad and how short-sighted some people are. But in the end, this is a failed team. And high praise to the enemy team because their tactic I did not expect to actually work. We'll see it in just a bit. But anyway, we are in the Tier 8 Benson. We are playing on Land of Fire, playing Standard Battle. We have a Independence, a Bismarck, Colorado, Ganaiznau, New Mexico, Bayern, Kutuzov, Fiji, Miyoko, Duca, Diasta, Benson, and Akatsuki. On the enemy team, there is a Independence, North Carolina, Ganaiznau, Scharnhorst, Dunkirk, Bayern, Hipper, Fiji, Belfast, La Glacier, Benson, and Hatsuharu. And I'm probably once again mispronouncing those French names. I really need to crack down on those French names. So I push out east, kind of hoping to maybe spot any potential destroyers. There's obviously only 2 destroyers on each team. And if I could help take out the enemy destroyers, that will prove very beneficial. So this is kind of my plan. Now, normally, this is where C cap would be. And C generally is a tough fight to actually take control. Because both teams will generally go that way. We do see the Benson. He is actually currently sitting off kind of in the narrows, and you kind of can see what the enemy team are starting to do. We see the Dunkirk and the Bayern, the Scharnhorst, there's the Belfast, the Hipper, Benson are all over there, and there is the Hatsuharu. Now, my Benson has a very low detection range of 9.8. So, getting into range and detecting this Hatsuharu was actually really nice. Open fire, and I do have to be careful just in case this Hatsuharu does have torpedoes. It looks like we have incapacitated, I believe, his rudder. It may have even been his torpedoes. Does look like the CV is coming in with torpedo planes, making a drop on him. And finally, he's in range. Now we can open up. But this our CV does get a good hit. Does take out the Hatsuharu. Now, the enemy CV is going to be a pain in my ass. And this is really good CV work. Obviously, the enemy team knows where I'm at. So the enemy CV is bringing in his dive bombers to obviously try to take me out. And there's no real escape besides slowing down and doing a smoke screen, and there's not really a good reason to do that, so I might as well try to dodge and hopefully get away from doing this. There we go. Fortunately, we are able to dodge from the airplanes. We do shoot down one. And that's not the last time we're going to see the enemy CV. And you can see once again what the enemy team is doing. They're almost the majority of their force is in that center channel, the very center of the map. And look at our team. Our team barely has got off cap, essentially due to the fact that the enemy team has pushed quite heavily into the center. We have our Bismarck, our Colorado, and some other ships a little bit further out west, currently dealing with the North Carolina and the La Glacier. that name I butcher every time. So yeah, they're going to be spending most of their time over on the west hand side. Now, I am spotted by the enemy fighters, and I go ahead, turn off my A, so I do go back into invisibility. And I'm trying to take a chance on getting torpedoes in at this group. They are very close clustered together. Very clustered together. And I'm hoping that I might be able to get in position. But the enemy CV has other plans. And here he comes. Yep. I am once again detected. The enemy team knows where I'm at, and any potential drop on the enemy team is going to be in vain because obviously they are going to know where I'm at. So I'll go ahead and pop my smoke screen because the Hipper has decided to bring his attention against me. And it was, I guess, a good thing because obviously everyone has found their chosen target. Go ahead, drop my torpedoes towards that smoke screen, hoping to get maybe a hit. And here I'm actually going to try to get out of position, or try to get in a better position in case I do need to get away. Because the Hipper is a German cruiser, and the German cruiser has really good hydroacoustics. And obviously, his plan is to get in close. Now, I probably, looking back at this, I wish I had saved a set of torpedoes for this Hipper. Once again, though, that the Hipper probably will have hydroacoustics up and ready, and I think it's time to bug out as quickly as I can. But unfortunately for me, I have both the CV hovering fighters above me as well as his dive bombers, and there's a Fiji. Yeah, not a particularly great position to be in. Trying to get away as quick as possible. The Fiji does open up. Fortunately for me, the Benson is fairly nimble, able to dodge both the Fiji and the enemy CV's dive bombers. So hopefully I should be able to get away from this fairly easily. Now, our friendly CV is bringing in his fighters, but unfortunately he is just outgunned by 2 fighters versus 1. Yeah, I go ahead and pop up my AA and hoping to at least assist, but he's going to lose all of his fighters right there. Now, we are in a good position. We have taken out 3 of their ships. They have yet to take out any of ours, but look where they are. They are they're pushing further and further south into our cap. And yes, we do have ships still in our cap. They have not moved very far. We have a Miyoko and a Akatsuki very close to their base. Oh, good lord. I'm having PTSD, and that's a really bad joke, so I do apologize for anyone that does have PTSD. But oh my word, this team. So there is a Miyoko that could easily go into their cap. There's Akatsuki that could easily go into their cap. And can you guess what's going to happen? Because we know where almost all the enemy team is. We have just taken out their North Carolina. So that should mean that the friendly team should push east and try to assist on defending our base. We have finally lost our very first ship, which was a battleship. Actually, I'm kind of curious which one it was. It was the New Mexico. And they have lost, obviously, another one of their ships. They've lost their North Carolina, their Dunkirk, their Tier 6 French cruiser, and their Hataru. And here I am trying to be a pesky little bug, but obviously a Hipper, a Fiji, and a Benson versus 1 Benson is not particularly a good fair fight, and it's one fight I definitely don't want to deal with. Now, I do get a torpedo hit on the enemy Hipper, very low on health. If we got 1 fire on him, that would end him, but unfortunately for me, he is just outside my range. And he is now out of sight, so unfortunately we don't get the hit. Now, obviously, the Fiji is still pushing down. No one's spotting him. And look at the positioning of these groups of ships here. I'm actually going to take control of the camera. Look at this positioning. The Kutuzov has smoked up. There is a Duca d'Aosta and a Bayern all kind of hiding behind that island. Now, granted, I kind of understand, but if they pushed, they could probably take out the enemy team. There is a Hipper, very low health. The Benson is semi-low health. The Bayern is starting to lose health. But no, they don't. They sit. It looks like the Miyoko did try to cap. So, okay, I'll grant the Miyoko the... I retract what I said. Miyoko did try to cap. But there's Akatsuki. Let's see what the Akatsuki is doing. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Maybe I'm giving crap about our team. Now, I am moving out because obviously there's a Fiji. And the Fiji also has torpedoes. And he's also in our cap. This should be a scream for help. Obviously, if there's only 1 ship in cap and there is someone trying to cap you, you should turn around and try to take out the enemy ship that is trying to cap you. Unfortunately, no. The Akatsuki does take out the Hipper. We have lost another ship. And we're still ahead in ships. We're still ahead in points. And I'm trying to get myself as much distance as I can from this Fiji. I'm waiting on my torpedoes to reload. The torpedoes I fired at the Benson did not actually succeed, so that means the Benson is still alive somewhere. Don't know where he is at the moment. He's probably no longer in his smoke screen. That would not make the most sense. The Fiji is trying to sneak me out, or well, technically smoke me out of my smoke. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave the smoke screen because eventually I'm gonna be within the detection range. And I'm trying to get into a position where I can actually drop these torpedoes and possibly hit this Fiji. Our friendly team is very close. We have a Bayern, a Colorado, Ganais now right up at their cap. They are currently combating against one Bayern. There is a Belfast over there as well. And we have a lone Fiji way over there, and we have one Bayern. So, yeah, and they have a Ganais now. That's actually very far out on the eastern hand side, who's not particularly any help to them. I do go ahead and open up, trying to assist, trying to help our Kutuzov, but of course our Kutuzov goes down in a hell of bullets, and now it's just me and the Fiji. Yeah, not a very good place. And guess what? I'm not the only one that's here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I do apologize. That is the Independence far out east. The Ganais now is actually within the cap itself. And I go ahead and pop my smoke, and this is my last smoke. Hoping to take out this Fiji. Fire would be nice, but RNG says no. And the Fiji actually does start to show me a broadside, so I do switch over to AP. And there's the enemy Benson. Unfortunately, no citadels, which is unfortunate. I'm actually kind of curious whether or not you could citadel a Fiji with a Benson's AP. That's actually kind of curious. Now, I do slip out of my smoke screen because the Fiji does have hydroacoustics up, and I need to get myself some distance between me and him. And obviously, British cruiser AP is pretty potent against a broadside Fiji. We'd finally get a fire. RNG was actually nice, nice of us right there. Unfortunately, I have fired recently, and I am being detected by the enemy Benson. I gotta wait till I disappear from radar, and finally we have disappeared. No longer detected. And this Fiji really wants us. And look how close we are to cap, to losing right now. The only reason we don't lose right now is because the enemy Ganais now actually leaves. He leaves cap. Or he could have got hit by the Baron, but I think he leaves cap. And so we actually have a opportunity to win. But there's no one here to save us except for one lowly Baron. And the Benson is actually deciding to hide in the cap and cap us out. Now here I'm actually realizing, oh, he's actually going to be... I'm actually going to be able to outdistance this Fiji. This Fiji wants to kill me. And I think if I held my fire, I would be able to get away. Because we are out about 6.1 kilometers away. The only reason he's still detecting us is the fact that we are firing. And here, yep, the light bulb went off. And I'm holding my fire, trying to get away, trying to dodge. And fortunately, ricochet off our bow. But... once again, our CV is no help because he essentially is getting attacked by the enemy CV, and we are going to lose this because our friendly team sat on their hands and let the enemy cap us. Yeah, not particularly happy about this. So this is actually going to be it for this episode of Funday Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.